Hey everybody, so today I'm just going to talk about how I recovered from heat and color damage, and I will show you how I went from this to this. So basically you'll need two things: patience and, yes, these right here. I know a lot of people don't like the idea of cutting their hair and think that all of these protein treatments will help and recover all of your heat damage, and nope, definitely not the case. So I'll talk about how I got heat and color damage. Well, it sounds pretty explanatory, self-explanatory, but I'll tell you how. So when I initially went natural back in 2010, it was in May 2010, so I've been about 4 years, 4 months natural. So I didn't start putting chemicals in my hair until I was 16. So, and now I'm 26, so that gives you an idea of time frames. But yeah, so I had a relaxer for a while, and at the time, well, when I started going to college, I was only getting relaxers about 2 to 3 times a year, so not that much. So I was used to dealing with my hair, dealing with a lot of new growth and whatnot. So I had been going back and forth between deciding to go natural or not, and I wasn't sure. So I made a decision in 2010, and at the time the goal was length, because I'll make another video on why I decided to go natural and how I transitioned. But before I got relaxers, when I was 16, my hair was down my back, and once I started getting relaxers and such, my hair literally came to basically like collarbone length. So just, I thought I was taking really good care of my hair, and I wanted to grow my hair longer. But with relaxers, even though I wasn't getting them that often, it just seemed like my hair would get to past shoulder length, maybe an armpit length, and then go back up to shoulder length and armpit length. It just seemed to stay in this range, and I'm like, I know my hair gets longer than this. I mean, it's definitely, I thought I was taking good care of my hair, but I was straightening it every week and whatnot. So it was just a lot of not knowing what to do with my hair. And I thought I was taking good care of my hair. Like, my hair always looked nice. I always got compliments on my hair. I didn't realize that heat every week was damage. I thought that, or it could cause damage to your hair. I just thought that it was, as long as I'm not constantly putting heat on my hair like every day or something. But anyways, so I decided to go natural for length, not necessarily to see my natural hair curl pattern or anything like that. So since I was used to dealing with my own texture, I'm like, this would be a breeze. This won't be hard. I'll just act like what I've been doing, which is straightening my hair every week. And that did work for a while. And so I started getting relaxers, and I was just straightening my hair like I normally would, because I was used to dealing with my new growth, so that wasn't hard for me until I decided to see what my natural hair pattern was. That's when the natural hair movement was going on, or first starting pretty much. And at a point I was just like, I don't want to wear my hair straight all the time. I do want to see my curls, so that was good. And as time went on, there was a summer where I said, I was still transitioning at this point, but there was a summer, I think it was the summer of 2011, where I'm like, I'm not putting any heat on my hair whatsoever. No heat. So for 3 months, I didn't use any heat, which was hard for me because I was using heat every week. So during that time, I was figuring out, it basically forced me to figure out different things to do with my hair. So during that time, I wasn't using heat, and I was getting more acclimated with my hair pattern and what was going on. However, all of the heat that I was using in the past did affect my natural hair pattern. So when I did get the relaxed ends cut off, I still had curly hair, but it was not as curly as it could be because it was heat damage. So that's how I got heat damage. As far as getting color damage, obviously it was color, but I went to a stylist, and she bleached my hair, and I asked her beforehand, will this affect my curls? And she said no. I should have knew better, but I let her do it. She did a terrible job. Let's see, I'll put in the picture. Like as you can see, it was way lighter in the roots and then darker. I mean, it was terrible. It was terrible. I didn't even want to argue about it. I just gave her money and I left, and I went and I had to go to work. A couple hours later, I went directly to Sally's, got a rinse. It was like a red rinse, and put it in my hair. And I mean, it was terrible. I could have did that myself. I mean, as a matter of fact, I bleached my hair myself years prior, or actually like a year prior to that, and it looked better than that. Anyway, so that's how I got color damage, and my hair pretty much did not curl after that. It was pretty much bone straight. So that irritated me, not as much because I was still, I mean, I just like, okay, I just do braid outs, twist outs. I mean, I didn't cry over it. I was mad about it, but it was just like, whatever. So during that time, I would just dye. Once the rinse would rinse out, I would just put different color rinse in there, like brown, brownish red. I mostly stick with brown. So basically, you see that my hair did have damage from both heat and color. And the way that I combated that, or the way that I overcame that, was really being patient. I did a lot of course I couldn't do wash and goes, so I didn't start doing wash and goes really until early this year, or late last year. I mean, I would do wash and goes, let me not lie, I would do wash and goes, they just didn't look good. So here's a picture of one of my wash and goes. I would do the wash and goes. Like I said, it wouldn't look good, or it didn't look good to me. But then I convinced myself, oh, nothing's perfect. Let's take beauty in the imperfections. So, so I would rock my wash and go. Even though it wasn't perfect, I'm like, hey, it's my hair. It is what it is. But then I'm like, nah, I just started wearing rod sets. I did a lot of twist and curl, braid outs, that type of thing, wearing a lot of buns. And plus I was busy with school, so I mean, I wasn't really into, all this high maintenance with my hair. So I just stuck with a lot of buns, really, and occasional braid out, twist out here and there. So I didn't do wash and goes, and I wanted to do wash and goes for a while, but with my hair, I'm like, no, I don't feel like doing that. So I didn't want it to look scraggly because my ends would look straight. A lot of my ends were straight. So I ended up cutting off about 6 inches of my hair. That's from the ends, and since my color damage, when I got my hair colored, I only got the top, like a V portion done, just in case damage would happen, and it did. So I didn't want to do my whole head. Now, had I did my entire head, I would have been setting it off in that salon, okay? Yeah, since I only had the top part done, that eventually I had to cut off. So all of that hair that was up here is gone. So when you see my pictures and I have a shape to my hair, that wasn't really done on purpose. It was done because of the color. So, I mean, which ended up turning out great because I like the shape of my hair. Had that never happened, all my hair would have been the same lane, unless I went and got a haircut, which I don't trust stylists anymore, so I do it all myself. That's another issue. So yeah, so I ended up cutting it off about 6 inches from the bottom, and I cut off all of the hair that was from the color. So I cut off quite a bit of my hair, but it was all for the greater good because I love how my hair is now. My goal was length. I mean, health, of course, but my goal was length. So cutting that off was kind of like, a bummer. But I mean, I would rather have short, healthy hair than long, scraggly, lamp, ugly hair, pretty much. So I would just continue to cut off. So I gave myself different dates, like, okay, I'm not going to cut my hair again until December. I'm not going to cut my hair again until this date. But every time I would come out of the shower from washing my hair and look in the mirror and see these dead ends, it would get to me and I would get the cutting. My sister thought I was going overboard. She's like, Stephanie, put the scissors down, you're doing too much. But I'm like, no. I mean, I thought I could, and I would give myself these dates, but I couldn't stick to it because every time I would come out the shower and see these straight ends, I would cut them. So it was a gradual process. I would probably say over a year and a half maybe of just letting my hair grow some and then cutting it and cutting it a little more because you can do these protein treatments that will, I guess it would help if you have slight damage or you need to give your curls a boost and all of the protein bonds aren't broken. But once you've basically damaged your hair to where it will not curl, don't do, I mean, the Affinity 2-step treatment, the Affinity 2-minute treatment, those are great. I like those too. But what I'm saying is if your hair is bone straight, how mine was at the ends, there's no other way. So I say you need patience, you need shears, and figure out some other styles to do. So, I mean, although you can't do wash and goes, when I would do my perm rod sets or flexi rod sets, you could never tell. You couldn't tell that my hair was damaged or anything like that. So you could do braid outs with rods at the ends, twist outs with rods at the ends because you don't want to not put them at the ends because then your ends will be really straight. So, braid and curl, twist and curl rod sets, perm, flexi rod sets, anything like that. I mean, just because you can't do wash and goes, like I said, it's not the end of the world. You could do buns, you could do protective styles that help you get through, but just because you get heat damage, it's not the end of the world. Just give yourself time, give yourself goals, and don't think it's gonna happen overnight. Don't think, oh, my hair is bone straight, I got heat damage, I could just put in a protein treatment and it will revert. That's not gonna happen. So just be realistic, have patience, give yourself timeline, and just do it gradually. If you don't want to do a big chop, just do it gradually. And like I said, just do other styles with your hair. Just because you can't do a wash and go, there's other beautiful styles that you could do with your hair. So I hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next video.